fix it. I try to picture someone else but you. But then you kissed me, and now there's nothing else I wanna do. For the record, I never thought it would be you and me. You said tomorrow, let's see what happens, but it's plain to see. And tonight we're like fire and ice. I'm burning all over, and we're starting a riot tonight. Don't want this to be over. Any second we're all burned down. If we stay here, we'll probably drown. I know this will never work out. I saw it all before, but I will really miss you on the dance floor. And tonight we're like fire and ice. I try to fix it.
Welcome back, Tom's Tourney. I hope you're having a wonderful day, morning, evening, afternoon. Czech Republic taking on Gentle. I'm Stefan Rapazzo here with Christina Obermeyer. We're straight into this one. Tom's Tourney 2024. Van de Vega opens the arm and a turnover early. This is the second round of the day in Open 1. Christina, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. The weather is doing better, and those teams are just probably enjoying their time so far.
You'd hope so. I mean,
Definitely would.
there's been some limitation to outright enjoyment because of the weather, but mostly, if you've been to Tom's before, you know what to love. If you haven't, there's just so much to love. It's a festival-style tournament, and the weather has been coming on as Riedlo opens the hammer and jams it to the other side of the field, gets out of his own coffin corner there. Šipanik drops back. And the Czechs work it around. The other Šipanik. That's František. And has now pushed it on to the near sideline. Now back. Wide around. Bounced back and forth between the handlers. And the bid in the middle. Gentle have got it back. Husak puts the body on the line and gets rewarded for it.
Husak actually a Czech player. Fun fact.
The Bumalal jersey puts the disc up, sends deep, and the readjustment for the goal. Osterlink is there, and Gentle are on that board.
That was an opportunity for the Czech Open team to get a break early, but not quite there. As I mentioned, one of Czech's own, Joachim Rusak, with the defense for Gentle. Let's see that here again. And did you see he was on his knees for that shot, and then Van de Vega put it out.
What a double adjustment there. And I like the roll back to the feet there too. Very athletic. Both these teams have suffered losses in the first round, so every new game obviously gets more important after you got one in the L column. This one is not an EUCS approved game. Of course, a national team playing would negate that immediately. However, Gentle are counting their points this weekend.
Oh, and the Czech.
Oh, no, they
team
are
just-
not.
Yeah, the Czech team just touched that pole and rolled out, so I think they're starting at the back of the end zone.
That's not a nice place to
No,
start.
definitely not.
And, yeah, confirmed Gentle are not playing. They try and hammer their way out of the end zone again. They did it the other direction. This time, not going to work. Gentle, super short field now against the Czech Nationals. And boom, and a little bit of contact after the catch. But Van Boget puts the foot down and gets the goal. Gentle up a deuce, 2-0 early moments of this game.
Yeah, everything that went wrong in that point actually did go wrong for the Czech side. They tried to stop the pull, but it didn't work, so it rolled out the back. They had to start from the back, and that hammer just caught by the wind in the wrong moment. A lot of people underneath it, and De Stoop puts it this disc into the end zone for Van Bogaert. So I had some info on that Czech team because I talked to some players on the sideline.
What did they tell you?
There's one line of like older Czech players, and then there's one junior under 24, under 20 player line. So I think that was a younger line just playing now, and should be the more experienced line out here now.
So they're playing veterans and rookies out there.
Indeed. Which is interesting because their next event that they're preparing for together is the European Championship in 3 years. So it's a good move to get the young ones in now and give them some experience.
Hlavak goes to the sideline and gets it back. Riedlo gives an option in the middle. Sideline, Szczepanik. Gets onto the heels there, almost falling backwards, but handles. Riedlo throws high, the wind takes that. Everybody under, but Aaron van de Vega is the one who collects and zips one to Simone's up the sideline. Can you see shadows? The sun is shining, and Simone's puts one down. That fitness he gets as a spin cycle instructor over at Jenny there, sported on his shorts, coming into play as he puts that one in, pedals it into the end zone.
Yeah, what a great adjustment. The switch over from defense to offense sometimes just does not work, but Gento really doing well at that. And the Czechs are started on the wrong foot here. You can see everyone jumping over, and Aaron van de Vega in a very good position. They're jumping in at the last person joining in to that mix and getting the best read of them all. Simone's also a gold medalist. Of course, he played on the Belgian national team last year.
Yep. There's a few of them out here on this pitch. The Van de Vega brothers, most certainly. The De Crane brothers, regular Gentle players that are not here.
They were lost to other teams.
Yeah, one crossed the Atlantic, one just went south in Europe into Spain. But surely the De Crane brothers are watching. De Crone, if you've been watching them on the UFA. And playing from their own end, the Czechs trying to get out of trouble here. They've had a rough start to this game, down a triple.
And that's also upwind, but they're working now.
And just squeak one through. Big pivots around. And Halamka, the muscle-bound man, and everybody calls down. I believe I agree with that. I think I saw edge touch. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I don't know if there's No, there's no contest. I think they're accepting the turnover, and no need to see it again.
I do think mostly you would know. You know whether this touched the ground or not.
The backhand pivot goes to center. Cotton to Van de Vega, immediately continues it. And bounce back to the far sideline, finds a seam in the middle and puts it through for the goal. And the Belgians do their kind of pub chant of a score celebration.
Yeah, they have all the reason to celebrate here. I do think that the Czech Republic just called a timeout as well to refocus and maybe restart that game because it's absolutely not going the way the Czechs would assume.
Yeah, but we can't restart it. It's 4-0 no matter what.
Yeah, but in their heads, you know what I mean. Don't.
I know what you mean. 4-0 the scoreline. Timeout taken here at Tom's Tourney. We're going to take a short break too and be back with more action after these words.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back. 4-0 Gentle sticking it to the Czech national team. You see the crutches, Misha walking off the field there. Matic. What's up with the Czech national team? Are they in full strength?
Yeah, definitely not. Michael Matic tore his ACL, I believe, so he's out for the season. And I do believe Willem, one of the Willem brothers, couldn't get off work, so he's not here. And then Pavel Pelikan, not entirely sure why he's not playing, but he's also out right now in this game. So arguably three of the more important additions to on that Belgium team are not Belgium's, of course. Czech team are not playing against the Belgians.
Yep, makes it difficult losing talisman-like players like that. But you got to just keep going, and these are the moments that the rest of your roster gets to develop. That is coming
Towards us.
but bounced away. Good leap there. The number 9 jersey for Gentle got way up in a pack. To Slover, and he throws into a nice bid. You get the fist pump out of Josef Kaha. And it's gone back again. Turns coming this way and that. And now they've gone for one. That's going to work. Van de Moorde. He fires back of the end zone. Van Bogert flips it away out of the hands in a Gentle spike and a Gentle score. 5-0.
Another goal for Van Bogart. Just walking backwards to collect that disc. This is a lot of confidence for him. Does seem like the timeout really didn't work as well.
I mean, there was a nice defensive bid in there since the timeout to get it back, but attacking-wise, they haven't found rhythm yet. They haven't been able to get it. They've had to throw themselves. There's the D bid that they got. That was a beautiful one by Josef Kaha. But when they get the disc back, they're letting themselves down. The defense, sure, there's pressure. The Gentle defense is playing well, but they are misfiring their opportunities and giving it back to Gentle.
What a nice put into space
He's almost doing the moonwalk there.
It's not even there. He's so open. He doesn't even have to attack the disc, really. Another rolling pole. Hope they didn't touch it this time. And let's just let it roll out. So starting on their own goal line are the Czechs, and Gentle back in their zone. Looks like force middle with one mark.
And really having to work to get it out of this end zone, Christina.
Oh, indeed. They slowly approach. There's a lot of pressure on the handlers, which kind of makes you feel that sense of urgency, although you would have a lot of time, actually.
Scoop over the top.
Love to see that.
That's one way to beat a tight mark, is to not throw through the lanes. Crafty throwers putting things over the top, above the reaches of the defense. As the Czech Republic continue to bounce it back and forth. High pass count. I would imagine with a 5-point lead, Gentle don't mind letting the Czech Republic just reset and recycle. They know that what they've been doing so far, the mistakes they come. And that was awfully close.
Someone's calling that down even.
I think it's fair to wonder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play on, that's also fair. Klavak. Ooh, and a hand on that one. Van Boget puts the fist up to celebrate. Might have been the number 1 shirt, Cotton. And that's a travel because he tried to check it in the end zone.
Wanted to get some meters.
And there's the leading cut from the front of the stack of 40 with the goal. And Gentle just putting the foot down on the Czechs right now.
Before he actually just came a bit late to the game, just started playing now his first point, and that's a good first point actually.
So
we can see the travel again. So there is 2 lines, one that is inside the end zone, and one that's the actual end zone line. Just put it on the wrong line first, which would actually worked out to their benefit as Afori slipped earlier.
And Gentle to pull again. And that pull is going to sail out. And the Czechs will have the small benefit of starting at the brick mark. Riedlo goes back into the dump space. And the low throw, unforced error once again.
This really isn't Czech's game here.
Van de Vega recenters to Slover. Goes wide and hits the ground as it goes to Van Bogat. Oh, the bobble and the drop, and the Czechs get a chance.
They even make yards with that, make meters with that drop. A gentle, nice inside shot.
Almost the big, but no, goes back to Riedlo. And Riedlo bounces it to the corner. On the line, Shepanik. Riedlo chucks the big body and thought he had it, but ground stripped as well. And anything that can go wrong will go wrong, it seems.
It does,
for
and
the
that
Czechs.
happens so much. This tournament so far today, there have been so many ground strips. I don't think I've ever seen that many. So I mean, I don't know if it's maybe the wet conditions as well that play into that. In this particular play, does not have anything to do with it, but it's really interesting. Maybe it's something about the grass.
Could be the grass, could be the rain, could be a whole variety of reasons of what might be becoming of them here at Tom's Tourney in Bruges. Aaron van de Vega winds up, delivers too far wide, and has given it back to the Czechs. And another interception on a crossing route there. A little overambitious, gets turned around. The masked Dislover gets it again. Throws to the corner, has the desired reception. Van Bogat gets the goal, and Gentle are really rolling their D-lines here, getting a lot of production out of their youth and their depth, and they're still continuing to really roll down on the Czechs, roll over the Czechs.
The third goal for Ferre van Bogaert, and the 7th goal overall, which means if they can add one more now, they're already at half, and we're 20 minutes in.
Scorching pace.
Indeed, but I do have to talk about Riedlo for a second, because that guy got every other once they got on offense and tirelessly worked on defense for them. You can see is one of the more important people on that Czech team and has been around for ages. I remember back in 2016 he was on the Czech mixed team, and they were playing his own, so and people were like gassed. They were completely out of it, and he was the marker, and he, with his wingspan and height, did all the positions in the cup on his own. He was the only one like carrying that team on his back, and I think you have to rely on people like him in these situations.
Get as much out of him as you can. He's got some interesting news with his club selection this year. Not playing for 3SB. Did you hear where he is playing?
I heard he wasn't playing with Foy. I kind of forgot who he was playing with, but if you want to...
After this point, we'll see. I could be coerced if the people back home want to know. Halamka. Or maybe they can tell us. Into the middle. Klavak. The fake around by Kritz. And back to Halamka. He goes down. Took like a little break there, it seemed. I'll take a nap.
I don't need that
Looks
hat.
like they're on the board. They are. Finally, Zalushki with the goal, and the Czechs put one on.
Let's see if they can go on a 7-point run now.
Yeah, they don't need to bring it all the way back right away, but a couple chip away here. I mean, that first one's a big one already.
Indeed.
So nobody knows where Riedlo's going to play. I guess I should tell everybody then.
Oh, go ahead. Tell everybody.
Robert Shebeck smells Galaxy Point after that one.
Ooh.
I think he's dreaming. I don't know what kind of world he's in. Riedlo, even though the roster's not public, my inside sources tell me that Riedlo will be joining Berlin and playing for Wall City. Another addition they will have, along with the Irishman, Ferdy Rogers.
That is a good pickup as well.
Yeah, so could this be Berlin's year? I hear Berlin's good this year.
Yeah, I've heard that once or twice before. Wasn't true every time. I'll put it like that. Gentle playing offense for the first time. No, I don't think they started on offense.
Yeah, they may have.
They did. Actually, I watched the flip happen. And I think the Czechs decided on side. So Gentle started on offense.
Bumalal. Dumps behind into his own end zone. Wide release. And they come up with that one. They're coming up with everything. Van de Vega. Bumalal busts up line, but nothing there. Van de Vega goes to his brother, Arthur to Aaron. Wind up and delivery. Krushak, and sends it and right off the hand of Mons.
Mons just too casual, one-handed grab, not really jumping. He was open. He was perfect throw out of Krushak, but not quite there. Just have to. We want a little more effort than that. We'll get a replay of that amazing pickup. See how his hands are underneath that disc just in time.
So, and that one off ahead and straight back. Aaron Van de Vega picks up, fakes every which way, then throws the backhand. Bumalal picks up going to ground. Bumalal. And Van de Vega, Aaron connect again. Shot for goal. And that one counts. Krushak collects. Make it halftime to 1. Galaxy point evaded. Sorry to tell you in the chats.
And that was just a dominant half by Janto, really getting the better of them. The Czech side. Got a replay of that. Ooh, missing with the hand, but getting it with the head. That works. Taking out even the camera.
And a dominant half for Gentle. Czech open team have a lot of chatting to do to figure out what is going to work better for them. Anything better than that first half, I would imagine, as they put the brain caps on and have a think about it. We're going to take a short break for half 2, and we will be back with you for second half action. Great time to click that like button. We'll catch you on the other side. Well, that was a short half. We're back. 8-1. Czech playing from well behind as they receive this pull. Riedlo in the middle. Ooh, and a wobbler. They've given it right back. Short field now for Gentle.
Such a nice reset, even though there's pressure on the layout.
Jams one up the middle, in, up the seam, far line. And another goal for Gentle. I believe that is the 84 shirt. But it is indeed, but no name on that one. So another goal for Gentle. 9-1. The score line here. The team from Ghent running away with it.
Yeah, they just look like the more composed team, and I couldn't even see anything that they're doing better. They're just more present and doing everything a little bit more determined, but that's it really. They're exploiting every single mistake. You can see how the Belgian ultimate scene just is on the rise a lot. Not only mooncatchers who are Belgique and friends, but also Jetsa and Gentle especially. Oh.
So that one hits and rolls out at half.
Just right in front of us.
Chris goes to Halamka. He wound up the hammer. It's the only thing he ever wanted, and it still didn't have quite enough on it to get to the intended receiver, Patrick Novak. Arthur van de Vega, up line to Simones. Arthur van de Vega gets the gainer, dumped back to a 40. Van de Vega gives the backhand and knocked away, chomped up by the wall-like hands of Kritz.
That was such a good defensive play. Jumped up and caught that huck to prevent it early.
Halamka, inside throw on the goal line. Wide around was hoped for, but not there. And then the seam. Halamka gives the spike. The Czechs have put their second point on the board and want to show some fight here.
Indeed, they did. That was so much cleaner than we've seen so far from the Czechs. Granted, that hammer in their first offensive possession wasn't ideal, but it set them up in a really good position on that far sideline to play defense, and then sometimes huck and D is all you need. They got the disc back in a better position and then put it in.
Huck and D we saw a lot in Vienna. A lot of these players were playing on that team in Vienna. John Dock is talking about that game in Vienna and that strategy. Not a bad strategy. This is a development team, so to that sense, maybe not the best, but to win games sometimes playing that wind and playing territory and field position, especially if you've got strong huckers that can move it in chunks upwind, not the worst strategy ever decided.
I mean, Gentle are doing a great job at that. That's all they're doing, really. Finding the perfect position to set up a huck.
Krushak goes to Bumalal. And the bobble drop by Van de Vega in his own end. Czechs with the shortest pickup to a field we've seen. Kreitz goes outside, inside. Novak has it kicked off his toe. Does Patrick Novak.
Oh, and there's going to be a discussion about whether he already set a pivot or not. Or an injury call? Did someone just leave the field and someone else went on it? I do think so. We'll get a replay of it.
Opening throw gets an off-balance catch. Then Husak and Arthur van de Vega play between them. Bumalal wide open. The backhand, an interesting choice to go there, but they do get to the middle on the negative yardage reset. Nice throw by Bumalal over top. Husak has a look upfield. David Novak with the disc. Isn't he of Czech origin? We'll have to check on that. Floating scuba up front. And leading throw, no. Goes back to Bumalal. Khushak again. Right now. Bumalal. Swiping forehand. Back. Gentle, very patient here. Leading throw to the corner. David Novak puts the toe down and scores against his home nation open side, but does it for Gentle as they go up 10-2.
Yeah, that was such nice patience there from Gentle. There was some kind of a zone setup, a poetry setup at least. Don't know if everyone was in zone, but just in front of the end zone. Sometimes you get very stressed, and it does show a very good team. They don't rush it, but they chill and they wait for the perfect opportunity, like playing it back and around, as we can see here. Khushak then puts it into space.
So 10-2 the score. Enjoying all of you joining us in the chats as always. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Czechs. Working it around to Riedlo.
An accepted foul on the mark.
Riedlo goes back to Szczepanik. Tries to find the space in the middle, settles for Riedlo, who gets it again on the upline chase and gives, using effectively that far line. He thought he had a long jump in, but just to in front of the goal line, it's in Riedlo's hands.
And Florian Riedler is still going to talk about the mark. Might just be a little bit too much contact. Accepted foul on the mark.
Riedlo blades one, and it's into the football netting, but not into the hand of his intended receiver.
That's the wrong sport, mister.
Yeah, throw got away most certainly after the stoppage.
These things happen quite a lot.
It'd be more efficient if they didn't.
Really? Haven't thought of that.
Yes, but they do tend to happen, particularly in weather like this. Gentle from their own end of 40. Oh, 40 off balance, goes around the defense. Then goes to Tajon. Leading throw. Sideline, it's too low and hits the ground. Turnover in favor of the Czechs. Czech Republic. Hlavak. Leads up line. Don't panic. We got Szczepanik. Leads the throw and shows there's no reason for said panic. Throws the assist, and the Czechs got a triple on the board. Still playing from a major deficit.
Indeed, Gentle do look like the more composed team still. I mean, the wind clearly affecting their throws just as much, but also, especially high stall options look so much better for Gentle than they do for the Czechs. But they're slowly advancing.
So a little bit of love from the chats for Vilmek's new look. He's gone for the speed approach.
That's fine.
Putting the razor down to the cranium. You know, no resistance. After he was
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, after being on the show field last week in Vienna, showing his curly locks, mulletesque. And now that pole goes through the tree line.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get the disc from back there.
And then you can't play anymore. There's no more discs.
Oh, we can take another disc.
What if there aren't any more?
There always are more discs.
Oh, yeah.
We've got
Eurodisc, sponsor of all things ultimate in Europe, particularly this tournament, Tom's. Get another.
Yay.
Boomalal's got another Eurodisc. Another with the chain. It's the look nowadays. The chain is the look.
the gangster style, as I've learned today.
Van de Vega goes all the way around. Boomalal again. Fakes the backhand and saw the defense coming. The brothers combine. Van de Vega. Boomalal. Far sideline.
I mean, that's a hammer over the top, but, well, just hit the ground.
Up line. Read low. Upset with himself. Can't hang on to it. Going up that far sideline. Arthur Van de Vega picks up. Sights the super dump in Boomalal. And leading throw, Boomalal gives it right back. And again, the Czechs just cannot get a rhythm.
There's a lot of frustration there from the Czech side, and that doesn't help.
Not at all. Doesn't help one bit. We've got a timeout on the field. We're going to take a break, too. We'll be back with more action. Don't you go anywhere. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God, how they do it!
Just at the top.
10-3, the scoreline. Gentle up by 7. 42 minutes into this contest. And Arthur Van de Vega, disc in hand. They can make it 11-3 here if they're able to convert after the timeout. No look, Scooby-Doober.
Love that look.
Krushak to Van de Vega, now Boomalal on the far side. Novak to Van de Vega. Nice scoop there, great shape, and sighted his brother very well. Imagine those two have eyes on the back of their heads for one another. Novak receives, changes the field, and goes to Krushak. And a little Czech connection amidst the Belgian club team.
It's so nice to have someone like a sibling to just to play with on the same team, because they probably threw together quite a lot, right? So they know where each other, like they know each other so well. Just, I don't think they need eyes on the back of their heads just from like knowing each other for such a long time. I don't know how to phrase that better. I bet there's a just easier way to say it, but so you can see the connection on the gentle side really working, whereas this is probably what the Czech Open team is kind of lacking, and it's so good that they're already starting to build it today at this tournament when their next event together, the next day that would count is just 3 years from now.
Because of course this exactly, they're not going to WCC or WC this year. So this is developmental. They will not play any major international tournaments as the Czech national team this year. No EUC, no WC. So this is to keep the program alive and moving forward, and very much developmental. Halamka, Czechs to the middle. Vilmek with his new look. Dishes to the side. Schwab. Cuts to the middle. Lepsi. To Schwab. Leading throw, and Ofori gets in front of Vilmek.
What a nice run through, just leaving the tiniest space behind Vilmek, so he could feel comfortable just waiting for the disc and then jumping right through.
And Ofori on the very next throw gives it right back to the Czechs. Into the dump space, Wild. And now Halamka. Schwab. Ooh, there was nearly a bid there, but couldn't come. Schwab puts one up. A lot of space there, but still no delivery from Lepsi, and then the misfire. Ofori runs to pick it up, and Vilmek wisely gets in the way of the huck. High stall count, and off-balance throw makes that catch very difficult, and it becomes a drop. Halamka. Goes for the super high pippity popper, and it is inbounds. Lepsi has the point, but doesn't like the option. Waits for the next and gets Halamka. Then high throw. Zalushki. Wild. Finds a seam in the middle. Lepsi. Can they put it together? Indeed they can. Vilmek is there, and a hard-earned goal for the Czechs there. 4-11, the new score line.
That was, as you said, very hard work. Took so long as well, but in the end the Czechs were really composed and looking for the open options and maybe getting the better of Gentle this time. The defense not quite there. Playing a bit of shadow defense, just running after them. Although after a defensive play like this, I don't know if you can say that, but that was 1 or 2 turns beforehand. And they tried to pick it up quickly twice, and it really didn't work out for Gentle. So I think I'm a big fan of those fast plays, but you also have to have a disbalance of defensive players running after you. Otherwise, there's not really a lot of benefit from picking the disc up quickly. Everyone's out of position.
So Gentle will chuck their O-line back out there. And Vilmek sets the plant foot down and delivers the pull. Outside in, lands ahead of the brick mark. Hrushak blasts one, and it's gonna work some way, somehow. Mons. Ooh, that one's not. Pumaral comes out of nowhere and saves the day. And will he make an assist? Why not? Throws it to Mons, and yeah, that one probably shouldn't have been, but yet it is.
Van de Vega with the score. Bumalau jumped from behind to get it there. And I think I've said that every single game this today. It's it's always the person that comes in later because they usually get who get the disc in the end because they usually get a better read on it. You can see the players that are already standing there missing the throw by quite a bit, but Bumala coming from behind, catching it over the top of everybody else, and then putting it in the end zone.
Sam de Stoop in the shot there. Still helping out with some of the strategizing.
He had a very bad knee injury. I did think he would be back playing, but I might have been misinformed there.
And we know that he was definitely doing some commentary last year at the EUCR in Ghent because I sat next to him for a few of those games.
That's cool.
Did a great job.
I bet he likes to talk, that guy.
Yeah, and knows a little bit about Ultimate too. By a little bit, I mean quite a lot. Shipanik chucks into the middle. He gets it again, looking at a gentle zone. Czechs, a lot of short passes here, but not in rapid sequence. The defense resetting every time. The stall counts on until these last three now. They're on the front foot. That catch outside of the box, but handled.
There's a call, but players are just disregarding that. I think it's been quite a few passes back, and I've probably stopped playing since then. Saying a travel because he jumped with both feet. That's what I'm reading out of his demonstrations.
Spin around, send back. Hlavak. He goes to Kaha and back to Hlavak. Shipanik centers. He'll take it back. Directing traffic with the offhand. Finds a seam but cannot find his target.
Yeah, there was an open player, just not the right angle on the disc. It's caught by the wind and pushed back further.
Back in play. And the wind up, and it is sent off to the races. Deslover, and he decides to mack it to himself. I don't think he actually made that decision, but it's what happened. Simone's now with the disc. Into the dump space, way into the dump space. So from the goal line to about 15 meters behind.
There's a call on the field. Maybe a pick.
The spin around goes to Simone's. A 40. To Slover. A 40, and there it is to Simone's. The man behind the shorts sponsorship for another goal, make it 13-4 for Jenny, the spin cycle.
That's another break for Gento. I really like their handler movement. They're isolating the people in space so well.
Coach
See?
Destoop.
Disturb.
Not necessarily a coach, but in a coaching role right now. Which makes him a coach.
Yep. Agreed. Still giving last minute instructions. Panemans with the disc in his hand, in addition to Gento, I believe. Oh, you see that handler movement of really.
Maybe one of our biggest gusts of the day, and that's saying a lot. It has come and it has gone, but the wind has not let up. I will say that much. So Lepshi walks it in and delivers to Halamka. He gives the backhand, and I think that's not a bad idea just with the way this wind was. Get it out of your own end. Evade the potential for catastrophe. But a goal against is a goal against, whether it happens from an arrow right next to you or a throw against. But they've got it back again. Will they take meters the Huck way again, or will they chip this time? They've got a little bit more behind it. Novak bangs it. He's got Lepshi. Now in good position to be able to convert here. Zalushki.
Foul on the mark. Van de Vega accepts. Tourney, what a nice run through block. Haruska winds up the big shot. We've seen him take them so many times, but this time it's Van de Vega.
And misses again by just a little bit, but miss the same.
Paneman's excusing. Oh, that's actually not a D directly, but just a miss throw. Oh, and a layout. Brilliant effort, but doesn't help anything, does it?
Oh, and the miscom there, the slip before the throw, and a short field now. Gentle can bring it to within one. If they can hang on somehow, steal that one. Probably shouldn't have, but again, get them to fall in their favor. 14-4. Gentle are pouring it on.
And we just heard the jingle for 5 minutes left, and we are within one of Gentle winning this game. 15-4? 15-5, whatever happens now.
Or within 11 of the Czech Republic winning it on Universe Point.
Yeah, sure.
I think the other one is more likely.
Yeah. But I've seen weirder things. Maybe not weirder, but as weird of a thing happen.
(14-4). Czech Republic admittedly in a developmental stage here, but always tough pills to swallow when you get lopsided beatings. Sometimes many will tell you these are some of the best learning lessons, though, is to be humbled so dramatically, especially when it happens on the illustrious lenses of ULTI.TV, and you can go back and watch it, and your friends at home are watching. It's makes it easier to learn from. Something to prevent in the future. That could have been a travel, but not. Walked in, and now Ridlo. Zvelebil goes all the way up and over. Schwab throws back around to Ridlo. Finds some space. Zvelebil. Ridlo to extend the game. Ridlo goes to the dump space. Now looking in zone, nice inside break. Can they put it together? Hlavak. And they've done it. The game is extended 5-14. Gentle will now put their O-line out there with a slightly better chance of finishing this off now. Or potentially substantially better chance.
Well, depends on definitions. They have to close out the game regardless. They have to score to win. And this last score sometimes is really the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I'm saying substantially because they're receiving and because they have their O-line specialists, their offensive specialists out there. Last point, they would have had their defensive unit out there that, in theory, the odds should be more in favor of your O-line being able to score with greater ease. In theory.
Of course, if you play offense or defense for such a long time, again and again and again, these lines get a little blurry sometimes.
So, Bumalal and Gentle getting going. Van de Vega zips one through the middle and through a few sets of hand. Mons goes wide and gets one to stick to Hushak. Right back the other way. All sorts of space for Aaron Van de Vega. He scoops to the back middle and 2 hands on it as the buzzer goes. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Well, that would be that the Czech just beat Gentle. But if you want me to tell you the truth, Gentle just stuck it to the Czech Open team, 15-5 here at Tom's Tourney 2024.
Yeah, impressive game, impressive performance by Gentle. I'm looking forward to seeing them match up against other club teams this season. There's big things to come for them.
Big things to come all weekend long here on ULTI.TV, coming at you from Tom's Tourney. 2 fixtures left in the day, and those are next in the women's division. Sick taking on Woof, a GB versus Belgium. And the last match of the day, Ireland, Ranelagh taking on Frisbees from right here, the host team from Bruges. So that action remains tomorrow. Of course, the rest of the weekend, it's only going to get better and better and better as we go. So thank you so much for joining us, for liking, subscribing, and for checking out our Patreon and really doing your best to become a patron. We know how precious it is for you guys to commit to these things, and we believe it is a wonderful idea for you to do and to commit to. So for Christina Obermeyer, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you for joining us. We will catch you next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
All I seek is some honesty, a stray of light in my darkest fears. I know you know, I know you don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. You don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. Did you play your part, hand too hard? Yeah, did you let me in? Did I give you space enough to